In addition to that, in summary, I would say a teacher is somebody that has been trained.
Hello? Okay.
A teacher is somebody that has been trained legally to impact others. Yes, if you're going to look at the word legally, the context, a teacher is somebody that has been trained legally. But then, talking about a good teacher in summary, a good teacher is somebody that will see all the children, the pupils or the students, as his own biological children. Yes, you empathize. These children are my children. If they are my children, what will I do to take care of my children? If a person will be a good teacher, the summary of it is that we see all the children, the students, of course we use students in the secondary school, as his own biological children, and we relate with them in such a way he will relate with his children. Yes, the child misbehave, I will correct in order to do what? To embrace again. And if a good teacher will display all this, definitely they will have a perfect teacher around our school premises. A good teacher will never see any day in the school as a stress, because he is out there to mold life. He will see everybody, the children, the pupils, as what? As egg. That if I don't handle them properly, it's either I make them or I mar them. That will be the concept, the idea that will be on the head of a good teacher, and which we'll see in the way he or she acts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's wonderful. Said a good teacher does not go to school complaining. Well, see, that's why we're also here too. You know, some teachers have passion. Don't get it, they have passion. But thank God this seminar is coming up. Because, okay, Mrs. Somotola, you're welcome again. Because sometimes some school owners unknowingly kill the passion of these teachers. Remember, we say good teachers are passionate. But if you don't have seminars like this, you wouldn't know that you are killing somebody that would have been a pillar in your school. Thank you very much, man, for that. It's legally trained. Remember also, I want to remind us something. Talking of retaining good teachers, my own addition to this is the good teacher we are talking of in your school is the one that you know. If this teacher leaves your school today, what will be the effects on your school? You know, there are some teachers that will leave the school. Nobody even know. Mr. Klabaja has left. I didn't even know. And this is 3 months now. And there are some that when they leave your school, in fact, if care is not taken, some of your students will follow that teacher to the school is going to. You have to be sensitive to know those type of teachers that are already attached to the progress of your child, of your children, and the ones in your school. They must not leave, except what is taking them out is very far. Not a different salary of maybe 5,000 naira, or maybe because of 1 or 2 treatment that you did not do well, the person is leaving. See, why are you leaving that school? And they used to talk to me anyhow. See, really? And you allow a pillar to leave your school. So a good teacher is the type that when you know this person leaves to affect your school negatively, they care for your child and they care for your school. They're always talking about how the school will grow. That is enough. Now, before we go to the crux of the matter, because remember, we want to look at how to retain these good teachers. Please, as you are listening, don't just look at this. We have had this before. I want you to be open-minded. As we are saying anything here, and many others who will contribute to ask questions, just open your mind to it and be picturing how you implement this in the school you are in. Please don't forget that we have I'm going to tell you so much on a particular material we have for you. So before I continue, I want to hear from any of us. I want to ask us 1 or 2 things. Is there anybody? Please put a request to speak. What have you gained so far? What have you gained so far? If you don't raise your hand, I'm going to call you. I'm looking at all of us. I'm the one that welcomed you, so I'm seeing you. Let me look for somebody that I did not pronounce his name very well. Who is that person? Okay, Mrs. Omoto. Why am I? This is Mrs. Omotola. Mrs. Ogunle corrected me. So, Mr. Omotola, I want to hear from you. What have you gained so far? Please, let's do this very quickly. Once I call on you, please speak so that we don't take too much time. Mrs. Omotola, you can now speak. Tell us what you've gained so far from this seminar. We are going to the crux of the matter. That's Telegram is easy to use now. Okay, Mr. Joy is raising his hand. Thank you. Mr. Joy, just hold on. I'm coming to you now. Is it Mr. Joy, Mr. Joy? Sorry. Okay, you please go ahead. Tell us what you've gained so far. Tell us something you've heard. Please go ahead. We are listening to you. Mr. Joy. Oh, Miss Joy, is it? Oh, Mr. Joy Sampson. Are you speaking? Okay.
Mr. Daniel,
Just unmute. Yes, ma'am.
maybe you will allow
Okay.
everyone to mute him or herself because of the network. We can, if you don't do that, we not have the opportunity of hearing what people are saying. Thank you.
Yes, they're all muted. They're all muted. I'm seeing them here. Okay. All right. Let me proceed. I want to hear from our wonderful audience. All right. Now we are coming to the crux of the matter. How do we retain these good teachers? Do we really do to retain good teachers? In few minutes, let's say less than 5 minutes, we'll be hearing from our respective guest speakers who are loaded with great wisdom to tell us how we could retain these good teachers that we have. I'm going to start with Mrs. Beckley, who is the founder of the group that has spearheaded this seminar. So, Mrs. Beckley, please, over to you. Give us your take on what we could do to actually retain good teachers. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon once again. In as much as we have different ways whereby we can retain our teachers, I'm sure our guest speakers, they have beautiful ideas to give us. But coming from me, the first thing I'm going to mention is that for you to retain that very good teacher, you have to pay him or her good salaries. You know, when we in education line, somebody there listening to me can ask me or may want to ask me, what is a good salary when it comes to teacher salary? Well, I can assure you, many people, educators or school owners, believe that it is how much I am collecting as school fees. Fine, because I have seen many big schools. I recently I have some teachers that were coming from very big schools, and they were not being given good salaries. I don't know, if you ask me, probably the owners, maybe they are kind of people that very don't know how to give out. Maybe they don't know the value of these good teachers. Only God knows why. But as far as I'm concerned, pay your teachers good salaries. And apart from paying them good salaries, you have to pay their salaries in time and not on time. Yes, because there is a difference between time and on time. When you do something in time, you do that thing before the actual time. Let's say you give them salary on the 8th, you can decide to give them salary on the 1st or on the 29th of the previous month. Teachers love that so much. They love it so much. They will see the sense of belonging. They will see that, yes, my boss loves me so much. He doesn't want me to suffer. Teachers are not really getting much. The little one we can offer them, the little one we can give to them, give it in time. Give it to them in time. Don't waste time. And apart from what I've just said, always have the mind of adding to their salaries. Even if you have not added to your school fees, I do that. That is why I have the confidence to tell you to do that. Some school owners to even add 1,000 naira to their teachers' salaries, they find it so difficult. Some proprietors of school owners, they see these teachers as their servants. You don't see them as their servants, you see them as a colleague, as somebody that needs beautiful things like your humble self. Add to their salaries, even if it's 1,000 naira. Call them, add it to them. They are looking at you, they are seeing you. Your HM is there. The an HM of a particular school knows much about the school. If the school fees are increased, whether you want to believe it or not, he or she will be the one to pass it around to others. So before she does that or he does that, find little money to add to their salaries. Give it to them, give it in time, and they will love it. They are always ready to serve you, no matter how little it is. Then apart from that, show sincere concern for their appearance, for their well-being. I went to a particular school not recently. If you look at the teachers, the way they are dressed, honestly, you'll be thinking that they are these teachers are from the village, and you can see the school owners gainly dressed. That will not help your school. Give them clothing, give them money, surprise them with little gift that you can lay your hands on. They will love it. Though that little present you give to him or her is very much important to him or her. He or she will adore you. Yes. And apart from that, because of our time, I know my time is not much, but I would like to state here also that allow your teacher to operate personal lesson. I'm sure many schools allow their teachers to do that. Allow them to go through personal lessons. Don't ask for money from them. Give them the hand to operate. Give them the freedom to operate. Help them. And finally, always encourage them to further their education. Don't be afraid. Many school owners are afraid. If I allow this one to further her education, she will leave me. No, 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 no. Encourage them. Let them get more certificates. They won't leave you. Most of my teachers encourage them. One of my teachers will say, if you allow this person, she will not come back. I said, no. Thank God they went for weekend lectures. Majority of them come back to the school, and we are doing wonderfully well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma. That's a lot of value you've offered to us. Thank you. She made mention of a lot of things. Good salaries. Pay in time. Even if you are paying small, pay it in time. Pay it in time. I want to also add that if you're not able to pay, maybe one thing or the other hindered you. Always try to tell your teachers, please, we are sorry we've not paid so and so time. We have you in mind. In a short while we'll pay. And she says sincerity, not that you say we'll pay and you know that you are not able to pay. There are many other things involved in that. So you don't see teachers. There are many things you said. Thank you very much, ma'am. Mrs. Begley for that. Now over to you, Mrs. Babalola. I want to call you again. What do you think we can do to keep these good teachers in our schools so that they don't just take our what is supposed to bless us with, just take it out? So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Obi. Yeah, when we talk about good teachers, to have them, there are several teachers, but the good ones are not much. We need to recognize that they are important tools for the school growth. And by this, if they see that they are well respected and you approach their weaknesses or their mistakes with maturity, you do not expose them and shout on them anyhow, this will also help you to retain your good teachers. Attend to their welfare, check out on their happiness, ensure you look at them, make them happy, ask them questions when they look dull. I'm not going to talk about prompt payments again. Organize trainings. Don't be afraid that they will leave. Even if they leave, they will always have it on record. When I was in so school, these were the things I learned. Be fair in the sharing of school lesson fee. This is a particular area, a major area that makes teachers to migrate from one school to the other, where proprietaresses will take 60 and give 40 to those that are teaching. You say, I should pay me no money school, and they are using my board. No. Also, let's reduce the workload on these teachers. We should stop. This is so common. We should stop making a teacher to teach two different classes, primary 2 and primary 3 teacher. You heard when I said teacher, only one teacher to take primary 2 and primary 3, primary 4 and primary 5. That's not fair. You will agree with me, we are all educators. It is easier to teach, to write lesson note for a particular class that the number is even 30, than to have a class where primary 1 they are 12, primary 2 they are 13, 25 children, and you are to take them. So let us reduce the workload. Teachers do not enjoy this at all. Let's reward where necessary. Get feedbacks from the teachers. Allow them, ask, oh, how did we do last term? Did we do well? What areas did we not do well? What do you think we can do? They will feel important. They will have a sense of belonging. And when people work for you and they have a sense of belonging, you will go far. You will go far. Let's give them room to, let's allow collaboration. Allow them to suggest. Don't just come on one day and say, you, Mr. Obi, you close on Friday. That the one that we stay with. So. No. Oh, we have a lot of parents that are coming to pick their children late. What do you think we can do? Let them bring ideas and bring yours, and you collaborate. It will move you forward than just loading it on them.
Thank you very much.
I'm not done. I'm
Oh,
not
so
done.
sorry, so sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's attend their functions. Let's attend their functions. Let's encourage them to do savings. Savings after you have confirmed their appointment. Like 3 months after, them inform them, teach them, educate them on savings, and get a piggy box. Let their names be on it. Let there be a book. Somebody is in charge, and you have the key to the strong room where it will be kept. And you don't allow them to take it until they are leaving the school. Let it be 10 years. It's going to be a lot of money. Some schools are doing this, and it has been very, very helpful. I also want to say that we should uh, we should reward where necessary. We should reward where necessary. Allow the teachers, they are the ones that we pick. You do not pick yourself. Do not pay. This person is a good teacher. At the end of the session, you are giving gifts. No. Roll ballots. They are the ones that we pick. So your hands are off. They are the ones, they know themselves. Everybody knows who the good teacher is. And finally, I'm going to say that we should encourage them. We should motivate them. How do you motivate? There are several ways by which you motivate. Occasionally, go around, circulate pure water, sachet water. Give them. Teaching is taxing. Teaching is stressful because you do a lot of talking. So give them water. I know some schools that give, at least you're entitled to 2 sachets of water every day.
Wow.
And you can just do it. You can, yes. Where I work, we give water. You're entitled to, you can go and buy more, but 2 sachets every day, compulsorily. You could do yours on, it's expensive now, so you could do yours on Wednesdays, your sports day and your extracurricular day. Give them water. They will be happy. Little things that you do not count, it matters to them. So let me just stop here. There are several other things, but because of time, thank you.
Thank you very much. Before Mrs. Uguye comes, we want to finish the point, man. Thank you very much. I want to also add something before Mrs. Uguye. When you do things like this, you are doing it for, I want to remember that you are doing it for the good name of your school. Because some teachers can be very funny. Imagine where you, out of your heart, you are concerned about the teachers. You give them this pure water. Some teachers say, is it pure water that will feed somebody? Why did she go and buy a mineral and egg for us? What will somebody do with pure water? It is well with us. So we should know that any good thing we are suggesting here is not necessarily because, okay, this teacher will praise me or these teachers will. No. God is the one that will reward you. It's not only teachers that need reward, even school owners need reward for the efforts they are putting. So as you do this, it's for God's blessing on you and for the good name your school will carry. See, Mrs. Uguyi and Mrs. Babala, it's already a good name. It's better than a school that will not even give you water. There's no fan, there's nothing. Even the water in your body, they are removing it instead of giving you. Thank you very much, ma'am. So, Mrs. Sukuye, please, let's hear from you. How do we retain good teachers? Please, the audience, you are next. I must hear your voice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Obi. Now, I want to come from this angle. We have been talking about retaining good teachers. Fine. But I want to suggest and I want to advise that even those that we have identified that they are not good or not too good, by the reason of this seminar, we can actually mold, we can actually encourage, we can actually motivate to migrate to be in the list of good teachers. Yes, because there is no way, there will always be a black goat in among the sheep. So don't let us concentrate alone on the good teachers. Let's have a side affection for those that are not really satisfying us and see how we can encourage them, how we can motivate, and how we can even change their lives to become good to themselves and also to the school. Now, talking about retaining good teachers, of course, what are you going to retain? Whatever you want to retain must be good. That's why you must not exclude any of your teachers. Now, to mold these teachers that are weak to become good, and at the same time to retain those that are good, we have to give them all kinds of supports. We have emotional support, we have financial support, we have physical support, and I put it to you, we have spiritual support. Yes, you are surprised. Either you are a Muslim or you are a Christian, you should offer spiritual support. But I'm going to start with emotional support. When we talk about emotional support, we're talking about empathizing, getting yourself involved in their feelings. You of course, we have our personal problems, they have their problems too, but we should not be carried away with our own problems, not to recognize how they are feeling. Oh, Mrs. Shola, I see that you look pale this morning. What happened? You didn't sleep well? Are you okay? You know, it goes a long way in the heart of that teacher to say, oh, this person take notice that I'm not really okay. And you can go extra mile. What's the matter? You call the person to the office. I put it to you, when you are not there, the word will keep ringing on the head of that teacher. And by the time you move closer, he or she has confidence to share his or her problem with you, and you solve the problem. There was a particular day, a particular teacher came to school frowning. Actually, she came late. And I asked, what happened? She started crying. I said, what happened? Why are you crying? The landlord came this morning, harassing us, shouting on us, blah, blah, blah. And we told him to wait. Okay, how much are we talking about? 100,000 naira. And we arranged for how the money was paid. And she was happy coming to school, being joyful. If I have neglected that teacher on that day, I wouldn't have known what he or she is going through. So we need to give them emotional support. Likewise, the way we talk to them. I've heard school owners telling teachers that, oh, if you know you cannot work here, you can resign. Whatever ideas you have, go and use it in your own school. Wow. Can you just put yourself in that shoe? What will you think? And then the teacher will be praying, God, give me my own school. And before you know it, even before he or his own school or our own school materialize, such a person will leave. So we give emotional support, we give financial support. There are times we have to lend money to our teachers. You lend them money and allow them to pay back bit by bit, especially in this period that we have. Oh, you are thinking he or she will run away with your money. Good ones will not do that, especially when you really meet their needs. They will not. It's a joy for you to lend them money, maybe 50,000 naira, you are removing it 5,000 every month. He or she will not want to misbehave, because the assurance is there that I can always come back to you for financial support. And then there is something we do in our own school. We call it Christmas savings. From January to November, we encourage the teachers to save. It's their own money, according to their ability. Some save 2, some save 3, some save 4. And by November ending, is whatever it is times the money the person. Okay, for instance, now last year I contributed 4,000 naira, and by December 10, that's the designated date we share it, I collected 44,000. I put it to you, that was the money I used to buy Christmas clothes for my parents. So it's so easy. It's their money, but I've encouraged them in one way or the other, and they were happy. So financially, we encourage them, buy things for them. In fact, on Fridays, at times when they are going home, just give them, if it is 500 naira, use it to buy Coke. Of course, somebody, are you going to tell me every one of them will buy Coke? Somebody will say, oh, I can buy okra 100 naira, ẹja yíyan 200 naira. I'm good to go. That is just it. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the spiritual aspect of it. It's not about our school alone. It's not about ourselves alone. When these teachers has issues, you gather other teachers. Oh, all of us are not going home by 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock on Friday. By 2:30, let's gather somewhere. So person is having issue. You come together, you pray. There is this peace that will circulate. Oh, do you get it now? So we give them all kind of support, which will give them peace of mind, and that in turn will make them to stay. Now, the essence of this teaching is that this is the beginning of the year, and that's why you'll be surprised that it's coming some days before resumption. We can go ahead and implement some of these things and see how this year will be with teachers. That's my point, sir.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you. That was powerful. That was powerful. I want to draw our minds to one of the things she said when she said to mold the ones that we consider bad. You know, sometimes we can actually just let go of those bad ones and say, I beg you, I don't want them here in my school. There are some people that have not even discovered what their passion really is. You can be the one that will draw their minds to the passion that they're supposed to have in teaching. Thank you very much, man. As we're all here, let's remember that this thing is not just, we are not just, this is going to be a continuous thing. There are many issues in the education system that we'll be addressing. So we are just addressing that of school and retaining good teachers. So let's implement this. As we resume, there are some school leaders, I will say leaders, as somebody is really coming late, the impression they give the teachers at the gates can be very demoralizing. Hey, you are coming late. Will you go inside, Jerry? Even if that person is coming, so if the person is not emotionally able to contain himself, it may spoil his mood throughout that day. The person may even have a bad day coming from home. These are things that we need to look into, and I pray that. Okay, so now I want to give room to us. Before we are going to, we are already done with the seminar. We just have one section, which is our experiences from teachers. But now I'm going to make it open to us. I want to hear from our audience. They can't just go and just listen. We are all here to learn from each other. So please, if you're here and you have a contribution, a question on this, or you want to tell us what you've gained so far, please, can you signify? Or I'm just going to call on you. There's a part in that Telegram where you can unmute yourself. Please, can you do that? Yes, Mr. Olusegun, you are very welcome. Please, you are allowed to speak now. Go ahead, let's hear you. Yes, you can unmute yourself, please. Can you speak, man? Is there a problem? Yes.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you, man. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Can
Hello,
you tell us?
hello.
Yes, we can hear you, man. We
Yeah,
can hear you, man.
yeah, yes, sir. One of the Yes, sir. I am Mrs. Oreshegun from Cedar Geo School in Ibadan.
Okay. Okay, man.
One of the
Welcome.
speaker talk about giving 2 or 3 classes for a teacher to teach.
Mm.
Like now, a new school that just started, and they don't have much pupils in the class. Maybe like 2 in a class, 2 in each class. And if you want to employ teacher for each classes, you discover that you spend more than what comes in. And so in a situation like that, if the owner of the school, the pupils are not yet much in the class, and then combine 2 classes for one teacher to teach, is it bad?
Okay. Thank
That's
you
the
very
question I
much.
want to ask.
Yes, thank you, ma. So, I'm going to call on this. Thank you very
Thank you,
much,
sir.
ma. Any of our guest speakers, please kindly respond to that question.
Mrs.
All right.
Oreshagun.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, Mrs. Ugoye. You're saying something.
Okay. Mrs. Oreshagun, if the number, according to what you have said, is within that limit, the teacher can do that, but based on agreement, based on the teacher being aware of that situation before you employ him or her. Not that after he or she has been employed and you say, okay, you are going to teach basic 2 and not get into the class, okay, this is now, we have 3 pupils in basic 2, 5 pupils in basic 4. Of course, the teacher may work for that day, okay, and the following day may not resume with you. So if that we have situation like that, do you get it now? You will have made such a teacher to have understanding of what is happening, so that you will know if he or she is willing to go through that situation with you at that particular moment. Of course, I understand. I have also been in that situation before and we overcame it. So there is nothing bad, it's just for the meantime, but there must be a mutual agreement. The teacher must have a well understanding of what he or she is going to meet in the class that you discuss. And in such a situation, such a teacher should be given an assistant, maybe even you yourself, once in a while, because of the situation.
Thank you, thank you, ma. Okay. Um, if
Okay.
sorry,
If okay,
yes,
okay. Can I speak, Mr. Obi?
yes, please go ahead, ma.
Okay, just to add to what Ms. Ogoye has said, every person that owns a school has an humble beginning. I can automatically tell you there that it happened to me before. When I started little. You see, I had to put two classes together. But the way we operate our school differs. Some people they will say basic one reading basic two reading basic three. I don't agree with that. If you are to put basic one and basic two together, if you look at the school syllabus or the government syllabus or whatever it is, their work is a little bit, just a little bit different. So in a situation where the pupils in the class, maybe one and two together, are not much, I don't think that it will be too difficult for a teacher to handle, especially when you are starting up. Because like she rightly said, it's not easy. Where will she or he get the money to do that? But I'm just advising that it must not be too much. Let's say the children both basic one and two, they are not more than 10, maximally 12. A teacher should be able to handle that. And at times, even from the scheme of work, basic one and two English may tally at times. I can say this thing because I've done it before. So in a situation like that, it will be much more easier for the teacher to just carry the two classes along and teach them the same thing. So, but we all pray for our school to progress. As your school, as it progresses, you should learn to separate them, and prayerfully and with God on our side, you will separate them and have your heart desires. So it's not a crime. It's not really, really bad. I can't discourage you here to do that if you're a starter. And when pupils start coming in, God will give you the wisdom and the understanding to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma. Mrs. Babalola, do you want to say something on that, or I should just
Yes, I actually thank you, Mr. Obi. I was the one that raised that point, reducing the workload on teachers as a way of retaining the good ones. I was the one that raised that point. And if you actually followed me, I said, for instance, 13 primary one, 12 primary two. 13, for goodness sake, is a class on its own. So I'm not talking about startup. If I start a startup school today can do all of that, but not a school that has been in existence, that is having 13 primary one, 12 primary two, and is bringing them together. It will be much for the teachers. It may not be that easy, but to have them all together 10, maybe 4 years, 6 there, 2 classes, is still manageable. Do you now understand me, Mrs. Oreshegun?
thank you.
Interestingly, she's a friend. The person asking the question is a friend. So, do you now
Okay.
understand, Mrs. Oreshegun? So that's what
Yes.
I meant. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. I want addition, please. If you have a question, signify because we want to see how to handle it shortly. I also want to say that when we give teachers like that, a way of making them, like we said, understanding. We have to sell the idea to them, make them feel comfortable, make them know that this is just the beginning. They can work with a great future for them. The way there is a problem with that is how some school owners still, act bossy even to those teachers. This teacher is taking this kind of load, and then you are still saying, "Come on, there's a way you will work with that teacher. The teacher will understand with you, and will not even see it as a problem." Thank you very much. Let me stop there. Okay, Mrs. Oresheko, you still want to say something? Please, I want others to speak because we're so ramped up. Please kindly signify if you have something to say. Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead. You're allowed to speak now. You wanted to say something, Mrs. Oresheko, please. You're on.
Oh no, no,
Okay. Yes. Thank you, madam. Go ahead.
no. I'm not saying anything again. I was just
Okay.
yes,
Thank you.
answering to what she said.
Yes. Okay. And you are cleared now. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Is there any other person who has something to say on this? What have you gained? Please, when I call on you, kindly just unmute yourself. There's the way it works. I will mute you from here so that there'll be no too much clash. But by the time I allow you to speak, just unmute where you are and speak. Let me hear from Mrs. Esther Obisesha. Please, can you tell us what you said? Can you just tell us what you've gained from this program, seminar? Esther? Oh, yes, I don't like the way we're quiet. Thank you very much. Anyways, okay.
Hello,
Why
Mr.
she's
Obi.
yes,
While we're waiting for Mrs. Obisheson to do that, I want to chip in this. While we are interviewing our teachers, it is important we ask them why do they want to live where they were before. It's a good instrument to help us to retain our teachers. Whatever dissatisfaction a teacher inform you while you are investigating will be your own tool in order to retain. Oh, yes, where do you want to live where you were working before? In that former and former place, me anyhow. Yes, she doesn't pay on time. That's to tell you that if eventually the person decides to work with you, you should retain that person or learn to retain that person by not talking anyhow to the person. Not talking anyhow does not mean that you will not express your dissatisfaction in case she makes a mistake. Of course, I can correct without using abusive words. I can even make a teacher to feel guilty for what he or she has done without embarrassing or shouting. So in retaining teachers while we're employing them, it is important to ask, why do you want to live where you are working presently? Whatever reasons they give you, it will be your own basis in order to retain that particular person, even can help you as well for other ones too. That's a good something I want to call our attention to.
thank you very much, Mrs. Thank you, Mrs. Esther. All right, go ahead, ma'am.
Can you
Mrs.
hear me
Esther, we
now?
can hear you,
Okay, yeah.
ma'am.
I'm with you. Yes. I joined this platform very late, but the major thing I really appreciated is one of those things that Mr. Ogunye just mentioned now. And I think I've been using that for some times now to ask why you are living where you are working. But the most important one I really gained while I joined was the issue of giving teachers water. As small as it can make some of them, and giving them some little things just to appreciate them and to carry them and to be conscious of their emotional, their look, the state of their emotion especially when they are at work. Though something like that happened in my school last time. I just saw a teacher. She came so early, very early, unusual. And she has a baby, but she did not come with that baby on that day. She dressed so cute. I was like, oh wow, Mrs. Tosin, you are looking good. How are you? How is my boy? She said, it's fine, it's fine. He just looked away. I said, come, is there any problem? Where is that boy? And she broke into tears and she was crying. I was like, hey, what happened? I have to talk to her, call the husband and put some things right before she went back home. I allowed her to go back home, pick the boy, and settle some things before coming back to school. While I even encourage her. I really enjoy that. At least if it is once or twice in a week, to give that one to them to appreciate them. So thank you for
Thank
the
you.
convenience and the
Thank
speakers.
you. Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much, man. Yes,
You're
man.
welcome.
Okay, man. Before we're rounding off now, shortly, not now, I also want to add just few things that you can also do to keep your teachers. Sometimes when we are going around, check, making our rounds in the classes, who is teaching, not teaching. If you have a problem with any of your teacher, you don't shout at them in presence of the student. Why you don't even know how to solve this math? Or you speak or shout, you bring them out. Once in a while, as you are passing, you say, "Oh, well done, you're doing well done." For those who are doing their jobs, and then sometimes you can even to share this water, you share it. So things like that, emotions matters a lot, and plus also they mention making them part of things like that. Let me stop here. Just the anchor man. I'm restricting myself. I don't say much. Now I want to hear from a man, from a male. I'm saying Mr. Isheoluwa Courage. Mr. Isheoluwa Courage, can you tell us something from what you've gained in this program? I'm open to you now, so I want to hear you speak. Then we'll now go over to the guest speakers. Okay, was their last submission for today. Thank you. So go ahead now. You're allowed to speak. So tell us what you've gained from today's seminar on how to retain a good teacher. If you want to say something, please indicate that we know how to use this. Mr. Isheoluwa, you're on. Tell us what you gained. Is there any other person who wants to tell us something? Maybe I'm going to give you a fine. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Standing on the existing protocol, Isheoluwa Courage from Brainstorm Nursery and Primary School. Concerning the what we discussed since morning, since evening, uh, what I really gained on who a good teacher is. Yeah, a person, someone who is persistent, ready to work, who sees children as his or her own. Yeah, I really gained from that, and I, from what I learned, to be a good teacher, you must have passion for what you are doing. It's not necessarily in the educational line. It's not necessarily in the educational line. Whatever thing you do, have passion for it, and I believe when you have passion for it, it will take you a long way, and you will always feel it within you that yes, this is what I'm really born to do, even if you are not born to do that. Then also it will retain good teachers. Well, like we all said, there will always be uh, a black sheep. Yes, let me put it like that: a black sheep in every white sheep. So no one is perfect. Yes, everyone understands that, but we need to work. The proprietors, they need to work on their teachers, like they said, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. Well, financially, well, that depends on the school owners. But when we come to emotionally, yes, you check how your teachers are doing, either in at home or in the school. So I believe when you do that, your teachers will feel among, they'll feel loved from the proprietor or the proprietress, and will want to continue in the school program. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Thank you very
Yeah, you're
much,
welcome,
sir.
sir.
We are,
Welcome,
we
sir.
are, we are, we are happy to hear you. We are happy to listen to you. So I'm going to go back to the guest speakers, and please, if you have a question, if you have a question, please do well to indicate. I want to ask. I'm going to start with uh, Mrs. Beckley again because it's long I heard your voice. I want to know just your final words for today's seminar. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Obi. This, what I'm going to say now, I want you to be a takeaway. We've been discussing about good teachers. From my own experience, majority of our good teachers are bad characters. I'm sorry to say this. Maybe it is not happening in your own school, but in my own school, I have noticed that when you are good, you know you are good at what you are doing. That is the way human beings are. When I was in active journalism, I knew very well that I was good. At times I shakara my bosses because I know that I know that yes, I'm good. You see, many of these good teachers we are talking about, I don't want this to be what we are to discuss some other time, because like you have rightly said, we have so many things that will be bringing to Instagram, to Telegram like this, or any other medium for that matter. We have so many things highlight that we want to do, but this particular one we are still discussing. How do we handle a good teacher but with bad character? Do we send him away? Do we invite him? Do we What do we do? So as I'm going to give us a little solution, and I'm very sure my colleagues here with me, even among the audience, we want to say one or two things about this. So if you have a good teacher with bad character, I will not advise you to send him or her away. But when it gets to a particular stage, you have to let him or her go. I'm not sure whether many people will agree with me here. One of my good teachers, well pampered, well attended to, spiritually, emotionally, everything given to him. But this guy, because he knew he was good, was doing many, many unprintable things. He come to the school very late. He will not be on the assembly because his house is very close to my school. He will say, I'm coming. The school resume back at after the break, 11:30, 12. We are all back. The guy may come about 12:30. Why? Why did you have to do this? You say, okay, I'm sorry, ma, I'm sorry, ma, I'm sorry, ma. And I've been containing him because he was a good teacher. But he got to a stage I couldn't take it again. I couldn't take it again. I had to ask him to go. I let go. People listening to me now, we have such a person in your school. What will you do in this situation? We have so many beautiful teachers. Some of them are very humble. Some of them are they have listening ears, responsible, ready to work, ready to support. But what about the characters? So I'm throwing this question to all of us. But what I can say spiritually, prayerfully, what I normally do, I will call the person, come, sit down here. I know you are a young man or a young woman, and you are a young man at your best, you are a young woman at your best. I will advise for maybe 2 weeks, you will see noticeable changes in him or her. But because it's a character, it's an inbuilt, he or she will start doing it again. So what will you do? Thank you very much, Mr. Obi, for the time given.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Miss, we only have two persons that we are going to allow to speak at the end. So we have Mrs. Justina and Mrs. Omotola, Mrs. Omotola. So you are the two persons that have signified that you want to talk. So I don't know, Mrs. Babalola, can I just hear them speak so that they will come back to us? We have a few minutes left. So Mrs. Justina, please, you are allowed to speak, please go ahead. If I allow you to speak, you have to speak immediately. Okay, Mrs. Omotola, let me switch on your mic while Mrs. Justina gets herself ready. Any of you that's okay, Mrs. Justina, go ahead now. We are listening. No, unmute yourself. Unmute. unmute yourself, please. Oh yes, go ahead now. We can hear you.
You
Speak,
can
please.
hear me now. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
When she mentioned that some of the good teachers have bad characters, I was a little bit taken aback because when we talk about good, except we are talking about being good only in the class, not
Okay.
good as a person.
Okay.
But one of the things I do when it comes to maybe considering those good in the class and other, I mean, not do, too good other areas is this. And each time I employ a teacher, I look at the teacher, I try to learn the weaknesses and I like to learn the strength of that teacher. Now, most times when I see your strength, I try to, I mean, magnify your strength more than your weakness. Now, if we talk about bad character, it is something that by the grace of God, we can control as time goes on. For me, when I see that you are really good in class, but you have this kind of shortcomings, I always talk to you. I say, come. For instance, yesterday, there's a teacher in my school who she's very good, very active, but she's very hot tempered. And yesterday, I was telling her, I said, I love you, this, that. Over the years, I've seen her change gradually. And I had to bring it up again as we are resuming. And I told her, but I always want to magnify the good things she's doing. And
Oh,
by so doing, you'll be gradually killing that bad aspect of that person. I also wanted
thank
to add to it that openness and or open door system in our operation will help us to retain teachers. And when we talk about openness, like for instance, the teacher knows, I mean, all the school fees and everything. As you are operating this course, communication is very good. If we don't communicate regularly with our teachers, we will always have issues. God, on
Yeah.
my own side, has helped me to have teachers who have spent 15 years, 12 years. Like, for instance, this week now, in a big, in fact, for her, she both herself, her first daughter, they all taught in my school because of that single act. So
Wow.
I'm just trying to say that some of these things we do when we empathize and we relate with them and we are open. Hey, this is what is we are collecting as school fees. This is what is coming in. This is what is happening. You may not in detail say, oh, all we are collecting this year is 20,000, but they will know everything. And so when you are paying, your salary is not as much as it's supposed to be. They understand why. They know
So
why
well
it is
done.
like that. And make sure that, like somebody say, pay in time. Don't ever delay the teacher's salary. It is a sin before God and before man. God hates it because God says, never you withhold somebody's wages. And may God help us in Jesus' name. We don't have more time for me to keep talking. God
All
bless you.
right.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
the
man. Thank you,
privilege.
man. Thank you, man. Thank you. So, over to Mrs. Babalola and Mrs. Okoye, please. Let's hear your concluding statement so that we'll round off quick. Thank you, ma'am.
Mrs. Omotilewa is raising up her hand.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Mrs. Omotola, please kindly unmute yourself and speak. So go ahead. Yes, we can hear you now. Yes,
Good evening,
thank you.
sir. Yes. I really appreciate the organizers and the audience of this program. I'm tremendously blessed. What I
Thank
just
you.
noticed about retaining teachers, I want to flash back to the issue of what happened during the COVID. We discovered that then many schools could not pay teachers' salary. And by the time the COVID was over, many teachers did not return to school. Many of them, their eyes were opened, many went to learn trade. And another thing is the issue of the present situation of the country. Now we discover that what teachers are earning could not satisfy them, could not meet their needs. And the school owners cannot just increase the school fees. How do we balance the situation to satisfy teachers, even in their payment by increasing their salary, and at the same time, even many are reducing their school fees because even many are taking their children to public school because they cannot afford even payment of school fees in private schools. Now, how do we cope? And another thing I saw is that even some teachers, it doesn't matter how you try to satisfy them. If they get to know that there is increment or additional money in another school, even if it is 1,000, many of them will decide to leave because of just 1,000. We recently during the we had a seminar, and the person that was taking us said that for you to enter into debt, he said if you will need to match two classes, if you know that there are not many, that you can have match two classes so that at least you'll be able to afford the payment. He said go ahead and do it. And parents, even if they are two, they want you to separate two and put one teacher even for that two pupils. All these issues truly are affecting us. So I just want us to get knowledge more about how do we retain teachers. Because of the little salary they are collecting, we cannot add too much so that we too will not enter into debt. And for those that maybe we don't have maybe our personal building, now the landlord, they are increasing maybe multiple increments on the rent of the school, coping with the teacher salary, with government demand and other situations. You discover that it's a big load on school. How do we cope with this situation? I just need enlightenment on that. Thanks so much. I'm really blessed.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. Please, thank God I'm the anchor. So if anybody has serious question, I'll just pass it to the guest speakers. Okay. Please, Mrs. Bala, or any of the guest speakers. Oh, Mrs.
Okay,
Babalola,
I
okay, Mrs. Beckley, go ahead, ma.
okay. Can I? Okay.
Yes, ma. Go ahead, ma.
All right. The question, the question that the last speaker raised concerning how you can increase your teachers' salary even when you can't increase the school fees. I said something like that, where I said maybe 1,000 naira. I want to teach everyone here the method I've been using in my school. You see, eh, definitely when somebody comes to your school, in the first instance, you give them your the what do they call it? The list of what you do, the money to be paid, the uniform, and this. I realized that because I sat down, I can't increase my school fees. I need to add money to my teachers. How do I go about it? Because of the economic situation. Thank God, thank God. Many of us, even if you have 3 children in my school, once you register your child, you only know the particular amount of money that child is to pay. Now, and I sat down, what am I going to do to substitute for this? Then when new time comes, or maybe in another term, but you can only do this thing when the child is going to another class. I will not add money. So that child in basic 2, from basic 1 to basic 2, when the parent now come to me, but madam, you have increased. I say no. Your child was in basic 1 before. Now your child is in basic 2. The money for the basic 1 and basic 2 far a little bit different. I was able to add maybe 2,000, but the money will not be too much. Yes, if it's too much, they will combine. They can even pull the roof of your school down. If you are with people that can make, and it has been working for me for the past 3 years or thereabout. Like this time that we are resuming, when the time that we just ended, I said, okay, we paying the money to the report card. Some of them started calling me, but mommy, why? I said, your daughter is in that GS3. How do you expect me to collect the same amount of money? Gradually, I've been able to systematically add to the school fees. I think if you can imbibe this, I pray it will work for you. That I'm very, very sure. Then talking about the issue of you don't have much money, you can only combine two the children together. What I can advise is this: if you don't have much money, and let's say you have large number of students in basic 1 and 2, you join them together, look for an assistant. The assistant, if the major teacher is collecting say 30,000 naira or thereabout, look for an assistant that you can give just 12,000 naira to. He or she will help you to man the class together with the other teacher until you are able to separate the classes successfully. And talking about the range, my prayer here is that God will provide for. It's a very good a prayer that you should pray for yourself. When you are running a school, you don't have your own building. It's very tough. I can assure you that. I've never passed through that place because I started with my own building, and to the glory of God, many other schools have been coming up. It's not easy, but I have friends that are paying rent. It's very, very difficult. So if you can, for you to be able to get relieved, do what I have just said now. Add to your school fees systematically. It works. You can add little money to your teachers. Then there will still be some remaining money for you to add to your rent until God gives you a solution. That is my prayer. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, ma. Mrs. Suguye, do you have something on Miss Palala before I say okay?
All right, thank you. I actually was expecting some one or two attendees to ask or talk about their issues, things that experiences that they have had with retaining their good teachers and all of that. And so, because of that, I'm just going to talk about an experience that I had, a mistake
Okay.
that I made that I don't want anybody to make it. And what was it? I was giving preferential treatment. I was showing it openly that, oh, this teacher, oh, they are good English, they dress well, they prepare children for exams. I thought within me that it was going to encourage others. I never knew it was hurting them until those that are close to me came to say, ah, HOS, this, and I had to adjust. So I don't want any of us to do the same. Don't let us give preferential treatment openly. No matter how good the teacher is, it will affect others. I hope we understand. Number two that I'm going to talk about is about celebrating their birthdays. Colleagues, these days people are going through issues. There are some things they cannot say out. Spouses do not even remember the birthdays of their partners. But when they get to work, you as the school owner, you have already gotten their birthdays. Somebody is reminding you. You have told all other teachers to dress well and come early, and you have stayed at the entrance to celebrate the celebrants. Oh wow, he or she is not going to forget that day. Are you following? And it's going to be one of the things that he will look up to and say, if anything happens negatively, we say, in fact, what they have done to me really hurts me, but I will not forget this thing that that you have done. So these little things like this go a long way to affect, to help us retain our good teachers. And lastly, there's a particular, I'm not going to mention name, there's a particular big school, I mean very big school. She celebrates the teacher during maybe Xmas or end of the year party and all of that. But that day, she would have kept everything individuals have done. And as you are putting one spoon in your mouth or one mustard into your mouth, she will just begin to lambast, begin to bring out those powerful, painful, hurtful words that some people will almost drop the spoons. These are little things that we think they are little. We should be very careful about. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Before I round off, um, let Miss Sugoye speak, please. You want to say something either on the question or a concluding statement?
I want to say something about what Mrs. Omotilewa said, that how can we increase teacher salary without increment in school fees? To be candid, at this particular time now, even to increase school fees is a very sensitive issue now because of the economy and everything. But then we just have to move on. Even in increasing school fees, thank God for Mrs. Beckley. She has told us how to go about it. This time it can just be 500, it can just be 1,000, and by second time, stylishly, you just look for something. It may be under PTA, something that, do you get it now? That is how to increase stylishly without making it a bulk way. At the same time, with the teachers, we can do that. I'm telling you, increment in their salary can be as small as 1,000 naira. By the time you increase their salaries with 1,000 naira this January, fine. And by the time we are resuming third term, okay, with the trend of things, if it is just 500, fine. At least they will know that you are considerate, you know what they are passing through, and that you are not just being stagnant about them. That is one aspect of it. Then I want us to look at, thank God Mrs. Babalola mentioned area of sachet water and some other things like that, most especially on our sports day. For instance, in our school now, every Friday there is one extracurricular activities or the other. If it's not rhyme, it may be poem recitation, it may be a math competition, it may be a debate. On Fridays, interclass competition and some other things like that. So at times like that on Friday, immediately during break, I will just ask the helper, go and give them one bottle of drinks round. How much is that? 100 naira, 150. They are refreshed because it will help them while they are eating. All these things stick to their brain and make them to stay with us. That is what thing I want to say. Then Mrs. Begley mentioned about their outfits. There are so many sacrifices we need to make in retaining these teachers. I put it to you, though it depends. It depends. It's not necessary for it to be a big thing. For instance, in our school now, July and December program, we don't ask the teachers to pay. We buy it for them freely. If it is Ankara in December, we give it to them freely and even still put 1,500 naira for them to sew. And then even while they are putting on the clothes, we put on the same clothes with them. Wow. And when we have functions, we go out in that same clothes with them. All these little things make them to feel belong and want to stay. That is what I have in addition to it, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I also, with respect to what Mrs. Motola asked, you see, just as teaching is a passion, owning a business should be a passion. And some, even in our post, may have said that let divinity back you up. Because sometimes what some school need is not just teacher. Especially at that stage, you need a helper that may come in the form of a teacher. So I will encourage that you pray about it for ideas and how God could help you, because apart from having increasing their salary, there's a way you work with a teacher, even though you are giving him those workload to do, because of how you have carried that teacher along, he will just work with you from the bottom of your heart. You have communicated that this school we need to grow and things like that, and you are taking the person as your partner, not your worker. Trust me, there are some teachers who will just come and they want to give in the best. Number two, some teachers need to be hardworking. It's not only salary that should sustain. Sometimes when I hear some of them, they are saying, these school owners are wicked. What will teachers eat during these experts? Yes, school owners are trying their best. Okay, look at one of the suggestions we've made, that you should allow them to do lessons, private lessons. Some teachers who are not even hardworking enough to have other sources of income. So let's say you are just starting. I don't think at the beginning of a school like that, a teacher will stay from the beginning to the very end of the day. You can encourage the teacher, okay, what other business are you going to do? Let's see how to grow. If you want to do lessons for some of these children, please feel free, because you know that this school is just that you can't really pay much. Do you understand? That creating an avenue, you may not even be the one to add to that person's money. Because you have created the opportunity for that person, he will just begin to say, okay, let's see how it goes. At the end of the day, it's even the lesson money that he will be using to, make himself better. And this, when you send salary, you say, it's true, I've never collected salary this month. God will just help us. Thank you. Talked about 18 things you must note as a school owner. Those things are very important. If you don't know those things, progressing in the school business can be a little bit difficult. We have come to the end of this session. Let me quickly say it, because talk will not finish. I believe that we have been blessed. We have been mightily blessed today. We are trusting that as we start this term, we would have a great success.